What's up, nerds? For the handful of people that are subscribed to me at the moment, this will be the first vloggy thing I've done in almost a year. They're going to hopefully be weekly from now on. And it's mostly going to be me talking about just nerdy stuff I've read or watched that week. And I'm going to start trying to do more in-depth stuff during the week. So if something's particularly interesting to me, I'll try to do a full video on it. But for now, this is the first of what will hopefully become a weekly series called, imaginatively, What's Up, Nerds? Working on that while I get stuff figured out. But it was actually a pretty good week for that. I read the first volume of Saga, which a friend recommended and then basically shoved at me one week when I was at his house. I've been wanting to read it for a while. I know there are 4 collections out so far, and as far as I know, that's all there is of it. I need to actually check a bit more closely on that. I don't think it's finished, but it looks like it's not coming out regularly, but it's Image, so regularly might be a bit different than what I'm used to with DC and Marvel stuff. So I don't think I've ever actually followed an Image comic while it was coming out. But I really enjoyed it. It was 2 people from warring planets fall in love and have a kid. And it starts with, well, her giving birth. And there's kind of a disembodied narrator that's the kid in the future, presumably. Not 100% sure. I'm trying to avoid spoilers, so I don't want to look too much into what's coming. Oh, getting used to looking into the camera again. Aside from that, I read the first issue of Bitch Planet, which, since it's only a single issue, I don't really know where it's specifically going. What I've gathered so far is that it's about a society where non-compliant women are sent to basically another planet that's a prison / rehabilitation center. And there's a bit of a twist towards the end where the character you're following throughout the first issue isn't actually the main character of the comic. She doesn't get revealed until like the last page, and who I presume are going to be side characters are kind of sprinkled in throughout. But it was really good and has some silly, what are they called? Like those old mail-in things that they used to have in comics back in like the 50s, or like the X-ray specs and stuff. Not actually real, although the temporary tattoos they mentioned on the back were used as part of kind of a limited viral marketing campaign back when it was still in kind of early steps. But the first issue came out November, December. I think the second's coming out this month. It's another one of those. It's not necessarily a monthly release, so I don't know the exact release schedule for it yet. But it's another one a friend lent me. He bought the last one at our local comic shop. I don't know if they've gotten more. Honestly, I haven't bought comics in several years, so I forget how all of that stuff works as far as extra issues, as far as monthlies and whatnot go. So I probably won't be able to own all of the individual issues. But I do plan to get collections when they come out, because I really liked what I read so far. Those 2 things I may or may not do specific videos about, because he doesn't have any more Saga, and I've got enough stuff that I already own in my backlog that I don't need to be buying new stuff. I say that as though that's going to stop me, but, whatever. Outside of comics, the season finale of the Librarians was this Sunday, and I really enjoyed that first season. It was 10 episodes, I think. They did so many 2-hour specials that were not necessarily two-parters. They were just 2 episodes that I honestly can't remember how many episodes it was total. 10 feels right. But it's a continuation of some TNT made-for-TV movies called The Librarian. Kind of a mix of Indiana Jones and Doctor Who without necessarily time travel, although they have a door that teleports them wherever they need to go. And magic returns to the world after shenanigans happen in the series premiere. It's a lot of fun from a couple of the makers of Leverage, which is probably my favorite television show ever. I'd have to sit down and really think about it. Certainly my favorite, the only heist or crime heist show I really watch. So that kind of wins that one by default. Even started rewatching that. I've gotten through 2 seasons of Leverage, even though I've already watched the series 2 or 3 times. But it's over, and I have to work with what I have. What else? I'm going to start reading Flight again, which I read the first volume, maybe a year ago. It's, instead of a single story, it's basically a graphic novel that's a collection of short stories. And there are 8 or 10 volumes of that out. I've got the first 3, and I've read the very first. So I'll probably do something more in-depth on that. Weekly anime, there's too much to really talk about because I'd end up talking about all of it each week in these vlogs. So I'll link in the description to my Hummingbird account, and you can see what I'm watching, how far I am in each. And at some point throughout the week, I'm going to try to do some first impressions on a few that that are my favorites for the season. There's 3 or 4 of those. I need to do a little bit more research on how anime first impression videos are done. Despite the fact that I follow a lot of people who do them, I don't always watch them because by the time they're out, I've watched the series anyway, so I've already formed opinions. Video games. I think I'm about to the point in Binding of Isaac where I'm going to be done with it. I said I wanted to get all of the endings, but if I'm honest, I can find the endings online, and I've already spent 50 hours on a game I ended up spending $10 on because it was on sale. Rebirth, the remake, not the old one. I have the old one, I just didn't play it all that much because it didn't have controller support, and having to play on the keyboard made my hands cramp up, just the way the buttons are laid out, so I didn't play it that much. But for Rebirth, I'm kind of getting to a point where I've gotten to my personal skill ceiling, I feel. So beyond getting really lucky with item drops, it's kind of frustrating, especially because the last several games where I make it to the final boss of Sheol, so I'm trying to unlock the negative right now to get the Dark Room, I'll get one hit away from beating Satan, and then I'll get stomped because I had 1 heart left. I was dodging and weaving, and then you can't see the shadows where the hoofs will drop because the floor is black, so I just get stomped on. And then every game where I find Pyro or Pyromaniac, whichever one makes you get healed by explosions, which I think if his stomps work the way mothers do, then it should make me immune to the stomps, which would make it really easy. But every time I get Pyro early, I die before I can even make it to It Lives, which is not... I mean, It Lives is not that much harder than Mom's Heart. I had read something that it can summon bosses the same way Mom's Heart summoned enemies, but I either kill it fast enough that it doesn't do that, or I don't know, someone was just BSing and no one edited the wiki. Don't really know. need to finish Assassin's Creed Rogue while I'm thinking about it. And probably Dragon Age Inquisition, but frankly, it's expansive and there's a lot to do. The story's interesting enough, but I just became so disconnected from the overall story. Same thing happened with Mass Effect. I got Mass Effect 3 for PS3 when it was on sale for like $3. Played 4 or 5 hours. My history with Mass Effect is basically I had the original for Xbox 360, beat the game twice, Red Ring of Death, couldn't keep my save. Got Mass Effect 2 for the PlayStation 3, beat it once and a half with New Game Plus, and because of how things worked out, I couldn't import my save to Mass Effect 3. So I've basically started from scratch in every Mass Effect game, and it's getting kind of annoying at this point, because I can't even do some of the stuff that requires a previous save, because I don't have previous saves for any of them now, which is frustrating. I feel like that's all. Arrow and Flash came back this week. Those are unnecessarily good shows. Like, they have CW melodrama, but they're also superhero shows. So, I mean, you'd think it wouldn't work, but it kind of works. And I feel like that's all. What other games are on my desktop right now? Nothing that I haven't talked about already that I'm actively playing. So, yeah, that'll be it for this week's weekly vloggy vlog. I have to get used to doing this again. I'm kind of an anxious person by nature, and I got used to vlogging when I did it semi-regularly. But after about a year, that goes away. Yeah, I'll be back with another weekly vlog next week. I'll hopefully have some anime first impressions up between now and then. And this should theoretically go up sometime Saturday night, unless I'm still playing with the microphone. So there might be grievous sound issues that I need to try to fix, but I don't have the expertise to fix them. So if the sound quality is shit, and you hear random echoes, I apologize profusely, but I don't have the skills to handle it right now. Hopefully one day I will. I mean, surely one day I will. But, yeah. Vlog next week. Or another vlog next week. Anime impressions, first impressions throughout the week. Possibly something on Flight, depending on how quickly I read through it. And assuming this goes up Saturday, Sunday nights I'm doing a weekly stream on my Twitch channel, which I will also list in the description. And if you like hearing me ramble about stuff, come hang out. I play Skyrim for about 2 to 3 hours while the Librarians was airing, but because I wanted to watch it live. But it's wrapped up now, and there's nothing I watch on Sunday nights. So I might extend it to 3 or 4 hours, and I'll try to start around 6 Eastern Time. And I'll just play Skyrim because I can play Skyrim endlessly with my eyes closed. And if anyone's in the chat and wants to ask me about specific stuff, my favorite stuff, my opinions on stuff, I will be happy to ramble at you while I'm killing draugrs and dragons. So that'll be fun, hopefully, if people actually start showing up to those. But that might take a while, because if I'm new at YouTube, I'm horrifyingly new at Twitch. So I'm still getting used to all that. But until then, well, until next time, or until the next thing you see me in, enjoy your That was horrible. I need to sign off. I tried to say enjoy your burrito, but that's a Nerdist thing. I'm not going to steal their thing. That would be horrible of me. I need to work on a sign off. It's on the list.